The laughter began the moment Elias Ward stepped onto the black stone floor of the conclave. It rolled through the vast chamber in waves of clicking jaws, rumbling chests, and harmonic shrieks, translated by hovering drones into something close to mockery. Delegates filled the amphitheater in layered rings. Some floated in containment spheres filled with mist or liquid. Some towered on pillars of muscle and bone. Others coiled in nests of metal and light. At the very center stood Elias, 5 feet, 7 inches of unmodified human, no armor, no visible weapon, no enhanced exoskeletons, just a dark diplomatic jacket and steady eyes that had seen rocket launches from desert sand and storms roll across the Atlantic. Representative Ward of Sol 3 announced, the herald petitioning for protectorate status. The chamber vibrated with amusement. Protectorate echoed a towering insectoid plated in natural alloy. From what exactly? A strong breeze. More laughter followed. Humanity had been part of the wider galactic network for less than a century. They had discovered the hyperlanes by accident while experimenting with gravity manipulation. They had arrived on the galactic stage without fleets of dreadnoughts or ancient claims. They were new and small. Elias clasped his hands behind his back and waited there. Great doors at the far end of the chamber opened. Sound faded. Temperature dropped. Every species present felt the shift. The Carveth entered. They did not glide, they did not slither, they walked. Each step was controlled and heavy. Their bodies were layered in dark scales that absorbed the ambient light. For primary legs supported a massive torso. 2 forward limbs ended in articulated talons capable of delicate precision or catastrophic force. A ridge of sensory spines ran from head to tail. Golden eyes scanned the chamber. The apex predators of 3 sectors, conquerors of hostile biospheres, iridates of civilizations that resisted to long. High predator Karun moved to the center, ring its presence alone silenced what little laughter remained. So, this is the human, the apex voice rumbled. Yes, Elias replied. You are small, I have heard that before. Elias Seda, faint ripple, moved through the Carveth delegation. Amusement perhaps, or irritation. Karun circled him once. Scale difference was overwhelming. The predator stood more than twice Elias' height at the shoulder reach, talon longer than his forearm. You request protection, Karun said. From us, from the conclave, Elias answered. The golden eyes narrowed slightly. You possess no significant war fleet. Your planetary defenses are minimal. Your physiology is fragile. Your lifespan is brief. All correct, Elias said then. Why should we not simply take your world? The question settled over the chamber like a blade. Earth was rich in water and biodiversity. Its system sat near key hyperlane intersections. A prize waiting to be claimed. You could try. Elias said. A low hiss passed through several delegations. Sharan leaned closer. Dralius did not step back. Predator, do you know what the most dangerous animal on Earth is? The question drew confused murmurs. No, Karun answered. Neither do we, Elias said, because we eliminated most of them. The chamber grew still, not from cruelty, Elias continued, from survival, from hunger, from fear. We are not the fastest species on our world, not the strongest, not armored, not venomous, but we are adaptably. Projection formed above him. Earth across ages. Ice sheets covering continents. Volcanoes darkening the sky. Asteroids striking ocean. Cities rising from stone and steel. Machines leaving atmosphere. We survived events that erased species far more impressive than us, Elias said. Creatures with teeth larger than your talon, predators that ruled for millions of years. They are gone. We remain. You are prey. Said prey that learned tools. Yes, Elias answered. We never stopped learning. The projection shifted to schematic swarms. of compact vessels, autonomous drones, distributed command networks, factories. In orbit printing replacement parts. We do not build a single massive warship, Ilias, said we. Build thousands of smaller ones. If you destroy one fleet, we adjust. If you destroy a planet, we stick to colonies. Already seeded beyond our home system, will go dark and rebuild. We are very difficult to finish the Delegate emitted a skeptical, empty confidence. You have never faced the Ethno. Elias said, we have no met Karun. Gazond, you have never faced. Silence returned. Karun tail struck the floor. Once you believe you could defeat. Usaya shook his head. I believe you would win the first battles, perhaps. Many of them, but not the last. The chamber held its breath. We have a habit. Elias continued, when something larger hunts us, we study it, we map its patterns, we test its limits, we find the one weakness it did not know it had. That is how small creatures survive. John Scaroon watched him closely. Why do you not tremble? The apex asked. I am. Elias said, fear is useful, it sharpens the mind, but it does not command our decisions. We learned long ago that fear without action leads to extinction. The apex spines shifted subtly. In the wild, Karun said, there are small, fragile beings. Most are eaten, some survive, because they refuse to behave as Predator stepped closer, lowering its massive head. You remind me of my species, before we ruled our world. Murmurs spread across the chamber. We were hunted once. Karun continued, driven into volcanic wastes, hunted by creatures larger and stronger. We learned. We adapted. We became the apex. The golden eyes held Elias steady. You are not prey. The words echoed, shock rippled outward. You are not yet apex, Karun said, but you are cut from similar instinct. Ilias felt his pulse hammer in his earth. Karun straightened to full height before the conclave. The high predator inclined its head. Day gesture, rarely given. The humans will not be hunted, Karun declared. They will be sponsored. Gasps and protests erupted from several delegations. The endorsement of the Karveth carried enormous influence. Few wished to challenge a species. The apex publicly acknowledged. Karun looked down at Elias. Once more, little brother, the predator said. The words rolled across the chamber like distant thunder. Ilias swallowed. That means you will not be invading Earth, he asked. Low rumble vibrated from Karun's chest. Unmistakable amusement. No, grow strong. Karun said, one day we may test you. As equals. Ilias allowed himself a small smile. We would expect nothing less. The formalities of ratification began. Delegates argued, but none openly defied the apex protectorate. Status was granted, not because humanity had the largest fleet, not because they had displayed overwhelming force, but because they had displayed something older, persistences. The chamber slowly emptied. Elias remained for a moment beneath the towering archesy. Thought of blue oceans and crowded cities of engineers working through the night, of farmers tending soil, of children staring up at the stars with questions in their eyes. They had laughed when he arrived. They had seen only Sisonly, soft skin and small bones. They had not seen the history carried in human blood. The instinct to endure winter, to cross oceans in fragile vessels, to rebuild. After every fall he looked once more at the massive doors through which the Karveth had entered. Apex predators respected only strength today. They had recognized a different kind, not claws, not fangs, but resolve. Elias turned and walked toward the transport lift. Humanity was still small, still young, still outmatched in many ways. But they were no longer alone, and they were no longer dismissed. Somewhere beyond the chamber, the high predator waited within its armored vessel, watching, measuring, perhaps even approving. Little brother. The title carried weight, not submission, not dominant skinship. Ilias felt the steady rhythm Of his heartbeat, human fragile adaptable, the galaxy was vast and dangerous full of creatures that could crush him without effort, but humanity had never acquired size to survive only. The refusal to surrender, they had faced extinction before they would face it at Nand. As always, they would endure, asterisk.